After months and months of protesting and talking about this story, federal prosecutors just announced yesterday that they will not be seeking federal charges for the people that may have been involved in the death of Shanquella Robinson. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So it's been a while since we reported or given you an update on the Shanquella Robinson story. However, if you follow us on our community page, we did post just maybe like 2 weeks ago some folks like Tamika Mallory, who has been following and advocating for the family in regards to the Shanquella Robinson story. But we have covered when this initially broke that Shanquella Robinson died in Mexico. Apparently, at first, her friends, and I use that word very loosely, I just say the people that she was traveling with, said that she had passed away from alcohol poisoning. However, then video was leaked of Shanquella Robinson being beat by one of the women that were also on this trip to Mexico. Then we found out in the autopsy, Shanquella Robinson did not pass away due to alcohol poisoning. She had actually, I can't remember the specifics, but I do remember one of the reasonings that she passed away was a broken neck. So when the news broke that the federal government was not pursuing charges, a lot of people were just like, not surprised, heartbroken, and even more heartbroken for the family. The family has been speaking out over the last 6 months, trying to get more answers from the federal prosecutors on if they're going to do anything about this. You may recall there were other reports coming out of Mexico that someone had been detained. At this point, that can't be true. We also have been hearing that maybe the Mexican government were going to seek charges. At this point, I don't know what the next steps would be in regards to the family, but what I do know is that we have to keep elevating the story. We have to keep talking about this because if there's literal video footage, how can that be ignored? How can that not be enough evidence? This is what the federal government said earlier today. The U.S. Post writes this: the U.S. federal prosecutors will not pursue charges in the death of a North Carolina woman who died after being beaten in a hotel room while vacationing in Cabo, Mexico, reports said on Wednesday. The Department of Justice prosecutors met with the family of Shanquella Robinson and told them that after, quote, careful deliberation, they determined there was not enough evidence to seek charges in the case. This is what local reports reported. They said, as in every case under consideration for federal prosecution, the government must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that a federal crime was committed. Federal prosecutors in North Carolina said. They continue. Based on the results of the autopsy and after a careful deliberation and review of the investigative materials by both U.S. attorneys' offices, federal prosecutors informed Ms. Robinson's family today that the available evidence does not support a federal prosecution. They're being very specific here. I'm wondering, shout out to all of the attorneys that watch us, what else can be done? A civil suit can possibly happen, but what exactly will the family get from these folks? Just saying. The other thing here is I feel like they're being very specific in their words, saying that there can't be a federal prosecution. Can there be a prosecution at all? I know a lot of you are saying, but there's video evidence. But can that be proven? But is that enough? We already know when we talk about so many different other reality shows and we talk about different celebrity-related cases, we already know that federal prosecutors are not going to take on a case that they don't feel that they can win. And based off their statement, it seems that is what they're saying here. They don't feel like they have enough evidence to really bring justice for Shanquella Robinson. So the U.S. Post reminds us Robinson, who was only 25 years old, was found dead in a hotel room in Mexico Resort City in October of last year. The clothing designer had traveled to Cabo San Lucas for a vacation with, quote, 6 friends, and her death was originally thought to be related to alcohol poisoning. However, the death certificate later said that Robinson suffered, quote, severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, or damage to the neck vertebra. Disturbing video footage, as you know, from inside Robinson's hotel room later revealed that one of the women who traveled to Mexico had savagely beaten her inside the room. A person off camera at the time yelled, "At least fight back," while the woman pounced on Robinson, according to the viral video. I wonder at this point, federal prosecutors are saying that they can't do anything federally. I'm wondering what can happen here. Obviously, when someone is beaten like this, that is a crime. So what can they do here in regards to that? Maybe they can't prosecute federally. I don't know how Mexico is going to handle this. Some of you might tell us in the comment section that if federal prosecutors are not going to seek prosecution here, I probably doubt that they're going to extradite any of these individuals to Mexico. I highly doubt that, because I've been following this case and I've been hearing what some of the lawyers have been saying in regards to this, especially when it comes to extradition. But they continue. It said the final autopsy determined Robinson likely died from trauma suffered during the beating about 15 minutes later. An arrest warrant was issued for an unnamed person in Mexico, but no one was ever busted in the case. This is what the family is saying in regards to what the federal prosecutors have said. While it's discouraging for the loved ones of Shanquella that their own Department of Justice will not be pursuing charges against Shanquella's aggressor, it is our stance that justice is still possible for her death. We hope that there is still a chance at justice in Mexico, according to attorney Ben Crump and Sue Ann Robinson, who said this on Wednesday. So I'm guessing that their next step is to see what the Mexican government will do. And maybe this is the step that had to happen here. Federal prosecutors have to say, we're not going to pursue charges. We're leaving this up to you, Mexico. Guys, we have to continue to talk about this story. We have to continue to put pressure on our local officials and our government officials to do something about this, to put pressure on Mexico to do something about this. I already hear what you guys are saying. I've seen in the comment section when we reported on this yesterday, a lot of you are saying, well, there's video footage. There is an autopsy that says she did not die from alcohol poisoning, despite what her friends are saying. She died from the literal video that we're watching. She died from injuries, more than likely, sustained during that beatdown. I know a lot of us feel like that's an open and shut case. It's not. It's not, unfortunately. We're going to continue to talk and elevate this story, and I hope that you guys will continue to do that as well. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section, and I mostly want to hear from those of you that are attorneys that can provide some ideas on what the audience can do. I think that is really important. What can the audience do that can help the family of Shanquella Robinson? As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll ask you. Follow me, lead it. Just watch the show.